This is my COVID nightmare. Before I tell you about my COVID nightmare, I want to talk to you about a film I watched recently. A few weeks ago, I watched a psychological thriller called Geralds Game. At the start of the film, we see a couple driving to a beautiful house. They are hoping to revive their marriage by having a romantic weekend away. As they are approaching the house, they see a dog standing at the side of the road. They slowly drive past it and arrive at the house. Later that afternoon, the wife feels sorry for the dog they had seen. So, hoping to give it a treat, she sits on the doorstep with a 200-pound slice of steak. The dog eventually shows. She gives him the meat and makes her way inside. The couple go upstairs and proceed on their romantic weekend. The husband, Gerald, has other ideas of what a romantic weekend is. After some fumbling around, Gerald handcuffs his wife Jessie to the bed. She quickly becomes uncomfortable and asks Gerald to uncuff her. Gerald isn't happy about it, but leans over to free her. As he is doing this, he develops chest pain, stumbles back, has a heart attack and dies. Horrified, Jessie starts screaming for help. After about an hour, she starts hallucinating. She sees herself and her dead husband. The hallucinations are arguing with each other and having conversations with her. It starts to get dark. She is terrified. Suddenly, she hears a noise. Hoping it's the housekeepers, she shouts for help. The front door has been left open, and the stray dog had made its way inside. Disappointed, but happy for the company, she smiles at him, until the dog starts to eat her dead husband. Jessie soon realises that this isn't a cute, helpless puppy. This is a meat-eating survivor, and he will eat anything to survive. Now Jessie is trapped in the middle of nowhere with a dog that is going to try and eat her. Satisfied with his fill, the dog goes to sleep. Night arrives, and the moonlight is shining through the window. Frightened, tired, and hallucinating, she sees a large deformed figure standing at the end of her bed. She shouts out, "You're not real! You're not real! You're made of moonlight!" Not able to take any more, she passes out from exhaustion. The next morning, she is woken by the sun. The apparition of her husband is sat at the end of the bed. He tells her that the figure that visited her last night was an angel of death, and that to stop him taking her, she should give him something. 2 nights later, Jessie manages to escape from the handcuffs. It is dark, and once again, the moonlight is shining through the window. She hears a noise and looks out the bedroom door into the hallway. There, standing at the top of the stairs, is the large deformed figure. She remembers what her husband had said. She walks up to him, shaking. She takes off her wedding ring and gives it to him. The figure just looks at her. Some months later, there was a news report of body parts being found in the woods near her house. She shrugged it off and put it down to the hungry dog attacking people. She later found out the police had caught a serial killer. The serial killer was in fact the same man she thought was made from moonlight. About a week after watching this film, I went to bed and dreamt I was standing in my back garden. You know how in dreams things always look different or out of place. Well, I was stood in my garden looking at the kitchen window. The garage was supposed to be here, but instead it was here. The garage door was open, but there was another door on the other side. Inside the garage, there were lots of trees like a wood or forest. I could sense there was someone else there. So I walked into the garage, making my way through the trees. I locked the door on the other side. As I turned around to go back, I saw a figure. It was the Moonlight Man. With its back to me, standing in my kitchen, I stood still. Then he started to turn to look towards me, and I woke up.